Hello guys, welcome back. This is RandoGEEK. Alright guys, so I have an article here that I'm going to leave the link for you guys down below in the description like I do with all the articles. But I do want to let you know that for this article, you have to add your email address because it's from seekingalpha.com and they don't let anyone read articles without putting in their email address. So if you guys don't want to put in your email address, what I'll do is I'm going to read parts of this article and then I want to talk about it, because the subject here is interesting to me, and I want to hear your guys' voice. If you if you want, you can leave comments, of course. But either way, I'm going to voice my opinion, and I'd like to hear what you think about it as well down in the comments. But what I'll do is I'll slowly go through the whole article just so you guys can see it, and maybe pause the video if you guys want to read it. In case you don't want to give your email address, I'll do that for you guys. This way you can kind of get like screenshots of it while pausing. But I'm probably not going to read the whole article, just some key things that I think are interesting. All right, so what attracts me to this article is, this article is saying that Verizon does not have any leverage left. All right, so here's the summary. They're saying that there is a massive scope for new applications within the 5G era, which includes the Internet of Things, AR, VR, and other use cases. It's unlikely that these new applications will help in a substantial increase in average revenue per account for Verizon and other telecom giants. We have already seen this happen with the 4G era, where new streaming services and higher data usage did not translate into higher revenue per account for telecom players. Long-term revenue growth will only come from subscriber growth, in which Verizon is showing negative results. Higher CAPEX requirements, poor subscriber growth, and non-existent ARPA growth can end up hurting Verizon's ability to deliver returns for investors. All right. So, Verizon has made a big bet on the 5G era by investing tens of billions of dollars in building its network. Some analysts have pointed out that new 5G applications like Internet of Things, AR, VR, and others will increase data usage, which should give telecom companies greater pricing power and help increase average revenue per account. However, this is unlikely because most of the incremental value of these applications will go towards the company building the applications instead of telecom companies carrying the data. In the previous article, it was mentioned that the massive dividend payments are already giving a big competitive disadvantage to Verizon. So there was a separate article about Verizon's dividends and where they'll be going. All right. We have already had a very low increase in revenue per user happen in the 4G era. The massive growth in data consumption helped video streaming, social media, gaming, and other companies. However, revenue growth in telecom giants like Verizon and at&t have been abysmal. Most of T-Mobile's revenue growth came from growth in subscriber base. This trend is likely to continue in the 5G era. Customers are unlikely to expand their budget for telecom services to the extent that it will move the needle for Verizon in terms of revenue growth. At the same time, Verizon will need to make higher investments in CAPEX to keep up with the competition. It will also have to launch more discounts for its plans in order to prevent customers from moving to another network. The long-term impact of these factors can cause lower returns in Verizon stock compared to the broader market and makes the stock a big value trap for investors. So then there's something about broken dreams, okay? They're saying that basically the launch of 4G services led to significant interest in telecom stocks as they were essential to provide all new applications. All right. Alternative viewpoint. There is certainly a possibility that Verizon is able to positively surprise Wall Street with a higher growth trajectory in the 5G era. This will depend a lot on the ability of the management to carefully invest the cash flow. Verizon would need to invest judiciously to build a 5G network that is in reality and customer perception significantly better than the competition. So, FCC recently released a map showing that the 5G coverage of major providers nationwide, Verizon's coverage is behind that of AT&T and T-Mobile. So, a lot of stuff here. It's a really long article, which is, I mean, it's actually not that long, but I mean, basically the point here is that they're pretty much saying that Verizon is not what it used to be, in the simplest way to say it, right? We're getting it from the title, saying Verizon doesn't have any leverage left. So they're saying that the only really source of income they have is from subscriber bases, from from people signing up to wireless plans. But they're saying, as we know, Verizon has been losing a lot of customers. Now, there's a lot of reasons why that's been happening. Okay, so we know, and this is why it's important, because the title attracted to I was attracted to that title. That they're saying they have no leverage left. And this is not the first time that I'm hearing this. I disagree with that. I think Verizon has a lot of leverage left. Verizon is still a very strong and powerful network, if not one of the strongest. The issue with Verizon is, and it's the same issue that's happening with AT&T, and it has happened with T-Mobile, in the past, is that they're off their balance. They're off track right now. There's a lot going on within the company, which is taking away the focus from the actual service. There's the plans, the service, they're not getting as much attention as they would need because there's a lot of mess going on within the corporation. All right? A lot of people have left. A lot of important people in important places have left. As we know now, Verizon is looking for a new CTO and CFO and CEO, which is a lot, So, there's a number of employees that have left. They're moving things around. They just made these new plans, which are not marketed well. So, how are they going to grow subscribers if the marketing for their new plans is not attractive enough, right? Don't all these companies make their money by doing nice advertisements that attract people to come in? So that's one of the reasons. The plans are not marketed well. The plans aren't very good. So they need someone else to come in from the marketing team and take a look at everything and try to help restructure it. So I think that's where Verizon is slipping, is the people that they have in place are either gone and they're like having other people fill in temporarily until they find replacements, or they're just not the right people for those positions. I think that's where Verizon is messing up, is they need to get the company itself back in order. I think if they can do that, if they can find a good CEO, a good CFO, two separate people to fill those positions, one in each, take a look at the marketing team, readjust, shift, get the right people back in place, maybe take a look at the plans again, restructure a little. I think that Verizon would be back on its way. There's a lot of deployments that are being done. So lately, anyway, right? That's why I've been saying in every video when I read about the deployments, we might start seeing some numbers change. This article says, because there was a map that even I did a video on, which I shared with you guys, which is the recent coverage. I think it was from like January, but that was the last time they took a look at it, the FCC. That was the last time the FCC reported 5G service for all three carriers, the big carriers. So I think, if they choose to do it again, maybe in next January or the end of the year, whenever it is that they do it, we might see a change. We might start to see that Verizon is maybe ahead of AT&T now, or at least closer. They're not going to beat T-Mobile this year. I don't think so. T-Mobile has got much too much spectrum. They might lose some of that spectrum due to some of the issues. I did believe it was with Waco or whatnot. So that's very possible. But either way, I think Verizon might start to climb the ladder, like as far as results in 5G deployments. So we'll see. Again, I do feel like they're doing a lot of deployments lately. So I don't know. I think numbers might change in their favor, of course. So you add the deployments, you restructure the team just a little bit, and I think they'd be fine. I think that they still have leverage because they have a very good network. It's a strong network that's dependable when it's done right. When they do build deployments and 5G and ultra wideband are deployed into your city or state, the service is flawless. All right, there's been a lot of issues with some areas that are not getting deployments, which is why you're noticing, a decrease in Verizon service. So there's a lot of areas that are still missing it. So I don't know. I disagree with this. I definitely think that they do have leverage. Just being a strong network alone is enough leverage for them to keep going. They just have to really get the company back in order. They need to make the company seem more attractive. That's why investors are not really excited about Verizon, because it's a mess. This is what investors care about. They don't care about anything else. It's almost like, taking a empty box. There's nothing in it, but you put some nice wrapping paper in a bow and you put it on a desk. Everyone says, wow, that looks really nice. And that's what investors do. That looks really nice. They don't even care what's in it. They just want to see a nice presentation, investors. They want to see that other people are going to say, that looks nice. That's how investors think. They don't care about what's really in there. They want to see if they can make money off of it. They want to see if others will be interested to buy it. Doesn't matter what's in it. As long as you're willing to buy it, investors are happy. And that's how this is going. They're seeing that there's a lot of things that's been going on. So people are like shying away. They're like, well, this company is kind of falling apart. I don't really want to do business with them right now. So that's pretty much what Verizon needs to do. But if they don't do it, if they don't restructure the right way, then yeah, they could have a huge downfall. It won't take them out, but it will definitely chase more customers away. Like, I think if they do the overseas thing with the customer service and you can't talk to US reps, that's going to hit really hard. And they are going to lose a lot of customers. So they need to figure out how they're going to make things right. If they decide to do that, then they have to do something really good to keep their customers, like give 3 years of service free, which they're never going to do that. So they're going to have to think of something, though, because a lot of people that value that post-paid experience of U.S. customer service is going to be left feeling, unappreciated and not valued. It's like I always say, you don't want to pay post-paid prices for prepaid service. So I don't think they have no leverage. I think they do. It's just not obvious to an investor right now. And I could see why they might feel that way. I think that they maybe need to also try to do more business deals using their technology like T-Mobile does. I think they need to try to use their 5G to do some other things, like T-Mobile does, making maybe more secure internet services and whatnot for schools and businesses, private networks, You know, if they get into that kind of area and do more of that stuff, it will be good. I know Verizon had announced that they're going to be doing a big thing with the U.S. Postal Service. Haven't heard much about it recently, but they're going to be working with them, helping with all their software and programs. So that's a really big thing for them, right? So they need to do more stuff like that, which can obviously make them more profits and also put their name out there so that investors see that they're doing more with their service, more with their 5G network. You know, that's another thing that can help them. So, you know, we'll see. I wouldn't count them out. That's my thing. Like, I think this article tries to put them in a corner and say, you're no good no more. You're obsolete, and I don't think so. I do think that, they need a lot of restructuring. I'm not going to say a little bit. They need a lot of restructuring because I think Verizon has lost track of their roots. They don't know who they are anymore. And for a company that was as big as them, that's still as big as them, that's not good. There's something happened where the company just kind of went all over the place. And we can pretty much say it was 5G. Very expensive build out, for them. Very expensive for them to maintain it, to do it. And it's pretty much crushing a lot of these companies. It's just too much money. It's not doing as well as they hoped. Right? So that's it for me. I'm going to wrap it up here. You guys can let me know below how you feel about Verizon and where you think they're heading. And would you agree that they have no leverage left? Do you think that the article is correct by saying that? Like I said, I would scroll down for you guys just to kind of get more view of the article in case you don't want to add your email. This way you can kind of pause it and just read it over if you want. Or the link will be down below, but like I said, you'll have to add your email if you want to read the article. And I know some of you may not want to do that. So, all right, guys. So that's it for me. I'm going to wrap it up. I want to thank you guys for stopping by and watching. Please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Also, don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you guys get notified when I make a new video. This way, you guys can stay up to date with all the latest wireless news that I'm going to share with you guys. All right. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.